Hello, loves. What a journey. This eclipse wormhole, yeah? We are a couple of days away as I'm facilitating these readings on Sunday from the blood moon eclipse. And this eclipse is active on Tuesday, of course, on the 8th, but its frequency is so powerful it moves us through the rest of this year. So over the next 6 months, really, we'll be allowing whatever activates through this wormhole, whatever we unlock within ourselves and whatever we eclipse out and whatever we bring in, whatever transformations occur, they will unfold over the next 6 months or so, which is true for all eclipses. With this one, it feels somehow more true. It's very powerful. Perhaps it's because of everything that's happening around it. Okay. With that said, this is your reading if you were drawn to this lovely piece of Black Moonstone. Black Moonstone is connected to the Black Madonna, to Mary Magdalene. It is introspection, not to the same extent as Black Obsidian, but it holds that frequency. It's also very connected to the new moon, to the dark moon, to the black moon. So, I say Mary Magdalene, you could feel Lilith, the black moon Lilith in particular. You could feel Persephone in this. It helps you connect into the shadow aspect of yourself in a very profound way. And through that connection to birth the new in. That's what new moons are about. They're about rebirths from a connection to the void point and manifestation through that. Interestingly, in addition to the blood moon eclipse on Tuesday, we also have the 11/11 portal on Friday or Saturday, depending on where you live. Or I guess it would be, is that Thursday and Friday, depending on where you live? Ooh, I have to say, this particular eclipse wormhole is wreaking havoc on my connection to time at this moment. Even my phone seems to have gotten locked when the screen is asleep. It's locked at 12:14 for some reason. It has been for hours now. And it's a brand new phone. Time is an illusion. And speaking of illusions, our first deck, our anchor point, is coming from Kali Oracle. Kali is very active the rest of this month with her backwards dance, coming closer and closer to Uranus, who is conjunct this full moon. We also have the all-seeing eye, the Argus, which I found today at a cute little pop-up at the donut shop where I start my donut journeys whenever I have them. We will move through the Kali Oracle into Secret Language of Light Oracle. And then for our tarot, it is Thoth that came in to guide us for this blood moon eclipse lunar cycle. So this Kali deck is a little bit different than some of the other ones. It has a beautiful image on one side and text on the other. When the card is revealed to us, I will read the text after we look at the image, and then I will post that text in the description field of the video so that you can tune into it after the reading at a deeper level, if you were so called. Let's take a couple of deep breaths. That Mars retrograde energy, it could have you feeling like every time you try and take a step forward, you get pulled back a little bit. And if you start to notice that, allow yourself to take a couple of deep breaths into your heart space, especially, it's coming in to say, especially if the Mars energy in your personal chart is really strong. Or if you happen to have Mars in Gemini. My personal Mars energy is very strong. It's conjunct my Chiron and Jupiter and the Andromeda galaxy in Aries, which is great for motivation and building new things. I can be very action oriented. And fiery. It's interesting that Mars is coming in right now. I wonder why. Interesting to see what unfolds from Kali. Okay, we're almost there. It's a rather new deck. It can be a little harder. The cards are a little stiff. Oh, okay. There we go. Kali, Kalmasa, Nasini. It is time to free yourself from what has been. Learn from it, but not allow it to define you or direct the course of your life. Give up your stories about the past. You have outgrown them. Kali consumes mistakes, sins, and negativity. Let her free you now so you can be open to the gift of your life unfolding. So you can be open to the gift of your life unfolding. She really wanted to bring that Black Moonstone home. And you can feel this here. This is her consuming all of the skeletons of who you once were that you're letting go. keep that there for you. Just hold it up here. Is that warrior? It's interesting too, in this image she even has that ram head, that Aries, Mars energy, doesn't she? A red palm. Let me feel if there's anything she wants to bring through. It's this heart at the crown. We can see here the third eye is activated in the heart site with the pink. And at the crown, she's wearing the green. These are the places, that's where these skeletons should be, right? The green and the pink. It's taking these thoughts of who you were and allowing them to be transmuted through your heart space. And Kali is saying, I have the power. You have the power. Because Kali is not separate from you. Kali is a part of you, an aspect of yourself that helps you to free yourself from the binds of these ideas of what you are supposed to be and these stories of who you are supposed to be because of who you were in the past. And that's also what total eclipse, where the moon is on the north node and the sun is on the south, feels like. The sun is your outward expression of self. Mercury is conjunct the sun, the south node. On the other side, Venus. Venus is exactly opposite Kali in Taurus. And we have the sun, your outward expression of self, having a conversation, messages brought back and forth from the south node to yourself by the messenger of the gods, helping you to connect in with where you've been so that you can truly feel what needs to be carried forward. The earth represents our physical bodies, and the earth is passing between the earth and the sun, or the moon and the sun. And as it passes over, these truths about yourself from the past are activated in your being, and you're able to eclipse out the unconscious beliefs, that's the moon, about who you're supposed to be. Just that. That's all. I have noticed a trend in these readings of a little bit more silence, a little bit more space. This eclipse energy. And the blood moon and the Black Moonstone. There is a request of receptivity within them. Request of receptivity. In order to find our true selves, there's a need to be receptive, to listen carefully. It almost feels like this hand is holding up to the ear to cup over and allow for hearing from deep within, so that you're able to connect with those places. Think of it as connecting with that still small voice inside, with the divine, your higher self, with the whispers on the wind. If you can allow yourself to get really quiet and really still, you might hear a truth that a loud mind, a distracted mind, may have missed. That's the beauty of meditation. Variance. Soul mating. Feels like this is your connection to yourself. This is that meditation with self. There's a sword within this heart. And it's helping you as you connect in to release anything that isn't true anymore. It's also an antenna helping you bring in more of what is. If we think of swords in the tarot as being associated with air, we could feel that it's helping you connect into the thoughts, into your mental body. Release thoughts about who you are supposed to be. This variance, I'm feeling a radio signal almost. Radio waves today. In this reading, There was a meditation that came through, I think it was in a share circle called Tonal Medicine. I'm going to make that available for everyone in the portal, if it's not already, and share it here. It's coming in. That particular meditation worked with Hecate. Hecate is also very active during this blood moon eclipse. Hecate is standing across from Medusa. And they're making a T-square with Chiron. This became active as Mars was going retrograde, and it is still active right now. It will be through the end of the week. Really until the new moon. These bodies move slowly. Everything is a choice. Everything is a choice. Variance is also about choice, isn't it? We can choose what we think and how we think, what we see and how we see, what we hear and how we hear, what we love and how we love, who we are and how we are. It feels like a reminder that healing is a journey of choices. Each choice opens up a new path, which allows you to experience a new aspect of yourself. And you can choose what to do when you find that aspect of yourself. Whether to judge it, shame it, embrace it, over-identify with it, love it, learn from it, let it go, or hold on to it for dear life. And with every choice, another door opens, and another, and another, and another. And each of these doors leads to a new experience, a new way of seeing and being with yourself. A new opportunity to sing and dance the universe into existence. It's coming in that's what the Tongva people, that's Kwawa, the creator being of the Native American ancestors of the LA Basin. That's also Shakti, isn't it? It's also Shakti, isn't it? And what is Shakti but us? Each and every one of us. And perhaps this soul mating is remembering that we are both the dancer and the dance floor, Shakti and Shiva. We are the creation and the creator. We are the sword and the stone. We are the light and the dark. We are the demon and the slayer. We are all the angels. Sing and dance, little children. Sing and Are we ready to move on to the tarot? kind of feel, I kind of feel like that collie hand is cupped around my ear right now. Everything feels very loud. Very loud. The raven outside, the cards shuffling, my seat creaking underneath me. Every noise feels heightened. It's as if the universe is saying, listen up, listen up, listen up, listen up, listen up, listen up. Oh, yes, okay. Let's come in to share a realization that I had the other night. I used to call the ringing in my ears tinnitus and blame it on going to lots of concerts. But when I go and get my ears checked, they always tell me, you have excellent hearing. If you're losing your hearing, I can't even imagine what it was like before. The other day, I was watching a program about harmonics. It was Ancient Aliens. And they were talking about different temples and other structures around the planet that had been built by the ancients. And the harmonics, the resonance that occurs within them. And as I was watching, and then as I laid down to begin my pre-sleep meditation, I was able to hear this ringing, this sound in my ear in a new way. And I began to feel deeply that what I was actually hearing was the sound of the universe. My antenna, my receiver was picking up the sound that was the first act of creation. Perhaps that's why it's been feeling like a quieter reading is what serves for this particular lunar cycle. An opportunity to create space so that each and every one of us can tune in to that sound in our ears in whatever way we might hear it. That Om. It's like there's 4 cards that want to come through from Toph. Oh, I just realized. Mercury is conjunct the Sun. Of course Toph wanted to come through. I had not touched in on that before as to what it was that was calling Thoth's deck in here. First two cards. Oh, that's pretty good. The Moon. Oh, and the Three of Swords. Sorrow is what Aleister Crowley dubbed that card. The Emperor. And the Two of Swords. Peace. Peace of mind. Divine union with self. The Emperor represents a mastery of self. The Moon, our unconscious. Kali is asking us to let go of old stories about ourselves. Let go of those old stories. And I feel like that's why the Three of Swords is called sorrow. It's the grieving as we let go of the false senses of self to become our true selves. And this is a never-ending process. There's always more to let go of, more that will die, and more that will be reborn from the ashes. The phoenix doesn't just burn up and rise again and then stay that way forever. Right? However, through this process, it feels like this entire 4 cards here is indicating the process of this here. Right? We go into our unconscious. We let go of the stuff that's not true about us anymore. We grieve that in the way that we need to grieve that. We become whole unto self. We gain that assuredness and that peace, that mating of our soul from this. And then we loop back around and begin again. But we get to stay in this little peace of mind for a little while. Sometimes the sorrow feels like it will never end. And when we're riding high, it feels like that's where we should be all the time. But there's always another layer to shed. There's always another layer to shed. I feel called to hold this card up for a little while and just let you tune in. Let you tune into the frequencies within this image. And I'll be silent while you do that. If you feel like you want to continue, you can pause the recording and keep looking at this image. We're going to move on here. I'm feeling. I'm going to listen. This is a representation of self-mastery. It is not rulership over other, but a rulership of your true self. And allowing yourself to rule. You rule. And the Pleiades are very high in the sky right now. I feel like that was them. This card has a lot of Aries energy. It even has the Aries symbol here. The rams. Aries is rebirth. So it's that phoenix having just risen. And this is the time of empowerment. But it's very hot and fiery. A hot fire burns quickly. Which is why you need that air. You need that peace. This feels like that moment when the phoenix has burned up and has just become the ash. It's just become the ash. That is a sense of peace, isn't it? Can we feel that it's not the rebuilding, it's not the burning, it's that moment, as brief as it may be, there's nothing to let go of. There's nothing to become. For that moment, it just is. And that's peace. And then it starts again. I'm going to leave it with that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for you, for all the ways in which you were expanding and contracting and growing and burning and becoming ash. For all the tears that you cry and all the songs that you sing and the fact that they're exactly the same thing. So much love to you from all the dimensions.